Okay? That's an arbitrage to the government. Okay, now, let's walk through something real quick. I'm going to this other side. And you tell me, make sure I don't go outside of my little window. So in this example of a government arbitrage, I'm going to walk through this. Can't. Okay. In this example here, a person is contributing $10,000 a year to a qualified plan of their choosing. Okay. They, in turn, are getting a $2,500 tax deduction for contributing to that qualified plan. Okay. So in this example here, what we're doing is we're showing how that over time, over that 13-year period, this person is deferred $37,500, $37,500 in taxes. Whew. Okay. So that's how much they were able to write off. So the government gave them $37,500 for contributing to this qualified plan. That's why people love putting money into 401ks and those types of plans. The problem is when this person retired, they have to pay back to the government $151,890 in taxes. Let me say it again. The government gave them $37,500 in write-off, but they have to pay back $151,890 in taxes. So who got the better part of this deal? The government. Okay. So remember that qualified plans, yes, you do get a tax write-off, but you're going to give that money back plus profit. That's called a government arbitrage. Okay. So we've talked about two arbitrage that we're most familiar with: credit cards and taxes on qualified plans. If there was a way to reverse that process, as a matter of fact, let me ask you this question. Here's a better question for you. If you could go back from the very first time you financed your first car or you took out your first credit card, if you can go back to that time and get back all of the interest that you paid out, maybe even with your mortgages, maybe even with your mortgages that you have on your real estate, if you can go back and get all of that interest and put it into an account today, how large would that account be? Large. Anybody else? How large would it be? Pretty large?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, put about 10% interest on it over that same period of time. Now, how large would it be? Very large.
Happy large.
Exactly. That's the type of arbitrage I want to talk about. The kind of arbitrage that works to your advantage, where you control the interest rate, where you actually make a profit on it, and you never pay taxes. Let me say it again. Where you control the interest rate, you get market gains without the market losses, and you never pay taxes on it. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Nobody knows what I'm talking about?
Rental property?
I love it. I love it. And I want to give you a high five.
Okay.
I want to give you a high, yeah, there we go.
That's cool.
Thank you for that answer. Okay? But what's another tool that's more liquid than real estate?
Stock market?
No. And y'all know the answer. Y'all know the answer. What's another tool that creates the arbitrage for you, where you can borrow as much as you want, you control the interest rate, you get market gains without the market losses, and you never pay taxes. And any loan you take, you earn a profit on the loan. As a matter of fact, over the past 5 years, we did an analysis for a client for the debt that she took out. Matter of fact, I'll even share it to this degree. She used her strategy to borrow a car. Over the last 5 years of her borrowing the car, she made a 50% non-tax rate of return on her debt. Let me say that again. She made a 50%, and I can show it to you. She made a 50% tax-free rate of return on her debt over the 5 years that she took the loan out for her car. That is called an arbitrage, right? So what tool am I talking about that you guys haven't guessed yet? You know the answer.
Might be so simple when you tell us.
Life insurance.
Crap, I was about to say a variable life insurance plan.
Okay.
Variable.
Okay? Life insurance.
You just said that.
Life insurance is the middle class's secret or most obscure tool that they don't use that the wealthy use. As a matter of fact, how many of you bank at Bank of America? How many of you bank at Chase? Uh-huh. I can list some other banks. And some of these banks have more cash value life insurance. Let me say it again. Some of these banks have more cash value life insurance than they do real estate. And I can show you that report. Okay? So what is that telling us about the power of an arbitrage? Well, when we use this to fund college, and we're running out of time here to show this case study, but when we use this to fund college, what we do is we show parents why debt is not the problem. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take that debt that the parent is paying, and we're going to teach them how to, what we call, recapture and recycle 100% of whatever that debt is. So if they took out 50 grand in debt to pay for college, we're going to show them how to pay that money back and get back up to 10 times more than what they paid, utilizing what strategy? The arbitrage. See, y'all, that was an easy answer. That was easy. I could have just walked right into that one, okay? I have I'll close on this example here, and we'll get out of here. I have a client who owns a senior, what do you call those places? Senior living facility, right? We put together a plan so that they could save for college utilizing this arbitrage strategy. We structured it so they could take out a loan for $150,000 and never pay it back. Let me say it again. We structured this so that they could take out a loan for $150,000 and never pay it back. As a matter of fact, not only are they not paying it back, but the loan itself is earning a rate of return. Last year, this loan, the way that it was structured, it actually earned 30% rate of return, tax-free. If you earn 30% on $150,000, how much money did you make?
45 grand.
45 grand. They made $45,000. Now I'll show it to you when you come and see me. They made $45,000 on a student loan that was taken from their arbitrage, otherwise known as Index Universal Life. All I'm trying to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is that there's another level to step up to, and that debt is not the problem. And I challenge any real estate investor to come and see me. Let's crunch some numbers together. I'll run through some case studies that'll knock your socks off, that will improve your capacity to not only invest in real estate, but to earn a tax-free rate of return on your what? On your debt. Who said that? You get puts 4 stars by his name, because he go to the top of the list. Okay, any questions? Any questions? Is that worth a 15-minute phone conversation? Okay?
So how do I get hold of them?
Okay, so I have a one-sheeter for anyone who wants a 15-minute phone conversation. Anybody want a 15-minute phone conversation? Raise your hand. Now, how many of you belong to a parent group or a book club or a church where or organization looks for speakers? Anybody? I would love an opportunity to share what we teach to your group, and we pay a scholarship for every participant who shows up for that particular meeting. My information is on this form here. I'm offering a free consult, and you can read through there, but my information is right here. You have access to my calendar to set up a free 15-minute conversation. What I'm going to do is answer any questions that you have about the arbitrage, and then from there determine whether or not if you want to come in to review some case studies to talk more detail and how I helped a client earn a 30% rate of return on an outstanding debt where they made $45,000 on their debt. I know, y'all don't listen. Y'all gonna have a heart attack holding all of that energy back. You're gonna have a heart attack, but